Hello, welcome again. We are covering the topic centrifugal compressor for civil services means IFS and Gate Aerospace firm. And in this main topic of centrifugal compressor, we are studying the subtopics compressibility test. And in this topic, we have stated that the MECH number within the compressor should not exceed 0.8 to avoid compressibility test. Okay, MECH number should not exceed 0.8 to avoid compressibility effect. So here there are chances at the inlet that the MECH number can exceed more than 0.8, and that point is I tip. And at I tip we drawn a velocity diagram. This was the inlet speed of at the I tip, speed of impeller at the I tip, and this was the axial velocity. Air is entering actually. Okay, so air is entering here, and in this whole passage. So at the tip, the velocity the velocity of air is uniform, and at the tip the velocity of impeller is maximum. So there are chances that this V1 can create a Mach number which is more than 1. So V1 is your relative velocity. So that Mach number which is equal to V1 by root gamma RT1 can exceed more than 1 and can cause shock on the curved portion. Up to that we have studied. Now to avoid this Mach number exceeding more than 1, we devise a phenomenon that is called Prewhirl. Okay. Suppose this is the diagram. This is the diagram without any Prewhirl. Firm line shows the diagram without any Prewhirl. This is your U, and this is your CA1, and this is your V1. Okay. So now, in case of Prewhirl, we provide a fixed inlet guide way before inlet, before actual inlet. So this inlet guide way provides some whirl component of velocity. So now this is your whirl component of velocity, and then this becomes the actual velocity. So initially this was V1 without any Prewhirl. Now this is your V1. That is here in the tangential direction the relative velocity is u minus CW1, and in the axial direction the velocity is CA1. So this is your relative velocity. So it means this V1 has been reduced by providing this inlet guide way, by providing this C with W1. Okay, and this is called angle of Prewhirl. Okay, so this V1 has been reduced. So if V1 has been reduced, then the Mach number will reduce. So that is the way to reduce Mach number, and it is called Prewhirl. And I am reading out this. It is possible to reduce the relative velocity and hence Mach number by introducing Prewhirl at the intake. This is achieved by allowing the air to be drawn into the interval I over a curved inlet guide vanes attached to the compressor. So this is your curved inlet vane attached to the compressor, which provides this CW1 component or provide this angle to the air. For the same axial velocity, so here this axial velocity after P1 and this axial velocity is same. For the same axial velocity, and hence approximately the same mass flow, the relative velocity is reduced as shown in figure by dotted line. So this is your now new relative velocity. An additional advantage of using Prewhirl is that the curvature of the impeller vane at the inlet is reduced. Inlet angle alpha is increased. So this was your initial angle alpha. Now it is more than previous one. So curvature has been reduced. Okay. So here we have some disadvantage also. Here we are providing CW1, so which is reducing the work input capacity, because initially the work capacity or angular momentum was CW1 R2, angular momentum was CW R2, and work done was CW2 R2 omega but now it is angular momentum is CWR2 minus CW1R1. So this was initially 0, now it has some value, so we have to subtract this, and if we multiply it by omega, then it will be the work done. So work absorbing capacity of the compressor is reduced. This method of reducing Mach number unfortunately reduces the work pressure of the compressor. The air now has initial wall component, that is CW1. So the rate of change of angular momentum per unit mass of air is this. Okay, now we multiplied by omega, then it will be work of absorbing capacity per unit mass. So initially it was CW2R2 omega, now it is CW2R2 minus CW1R1 within bracket into omega. So the work absorbing capacity is reduced. Okay, so that is main uh, the main purpose of the Prewhirl is to decrease the Mach number to avoid choke, but with some disadvantage that work capacity is reduced.